everybody, I'm here with my May Oracle and Tarot decks. Again, my quarantine hair is growing out. We'll see what happens with it. Yeah, so excuse my hair, but I'm here today with some Oracle decks. So hopefully that'll distract you from whatever this mess is. Anyway, so for the month of May, I'm going to be using a couple of my favorite decks. I pull them out every spring. I just love them so much. First of all, for my tarot deck for the month, I have the Shadowscapes tarot deck. Now, I got this deck in, I don't know, 2011, whenever it came out, 2012, 2013, I can't remember. It was in the early 10s or whatever. And I just love this deck so much. I kind of wish it was a little bigger just because the images on here are just so gorgeous and beautiful, and every time I look at them I see more and more details. I love this deck because it's got a very fae type aspect to it, and it's gorgeous. Like the colors, it really makes me think of spring. It is just juicy and delightful. Love the court cards. It's Queen of Cups. It's just really beautiful. I love too that they kind of have colors going on where it's like the earth cards are kind of greenish. And then you've got these kind of fiery orangey cards for wands. You've got blues for the water. Some purples in the major arcana. So there is a little subtle hint of, you know, which suits are coming up more in a reading than others. But it's just a really gorgeous deck. I love this deck so much. It is definitely in my top 5 of decks, and I just think it's really beautiful. The artwork is just really lovely, and I find that this is a deck that's gentle but tells the truth at the same time. I love this. I love all the foxes on here. There's foxes and unicorns in this deck, so of course I love it. So that is the Shadowscapes Tarot, and this you will be seeing if you follow me on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter for the daily draws that I do during the week. This is when you'll be receiving, as well as if you order a tarot reading for me for the month of May, you'll probably end up with this deck unless I intuit that I need another one for it. Okay, so then I always use like a Lenormand cartomancy type deck with things. I'm using the Gilded Reverie Lenormand. As you can see, the box is really bashed up because this is my favorite Lenormand deck. It's in my purse all the time, so the box has gotten pretty bashed over the years. So it's a magnetic closure box, which works pretty well. These are not the tiniest Lenormand cards. I usually like Lenormand cards to be a little smaller, but these again are so beautiful. It's got gilding on the side. As you can see, these have been used a lot. The gilding's kind of going a bit. That's the back there. It's just got, I always describe the colors in this deck as juicy. They're just jewel toned, juicy goodness. Very clear images of what this is, because for cartomancy, you need clear images of the cards so you know what they are. That fox, beautiful. It's just a beautiful deck. And I find it, you know, the colors are just really nice for spring. It's a delightful deck. I really love this deck for Lenormand. So that's the one I'm using there. As for Oracle decks I'm using this month, I'm pairing the, what do you call it? The Shadowscapes Tarot with the Messenger Oracle. I think these two go together so well. This is Raven Phelan's deck. I think it's her first deck. It's really beautiful. It's got, you know, a fair amount of green border. That doesn't bother me too much. It's got a fae witchy type energy to it. So you've got stuff like that. There's dragons in here. Look at that dragon. It's a very pagan type deck. And it's got dark things in here too. It's not all beauty and light. I mean, there is that too. But it does have, you know, some darker cards in here, which I definitely don't mind. But I find the fae energy in this goes so well with the fae energy in the Shadowscapes type deck. So I really love this deck. Oh, they're the beautiful ravens. Trust in your magic. It's a beautiful deck, and I really like it for May. Like, spring is kind of here now. We've had a very long winter, and finally the snow has melted, and we're starting to see little buds on the trees, and I know flowers will start to appear by the end of the month. So this is really spring, and I find this deck to be very spring, both these decks. Now, I like to also have like a god-goddess type deck as well that I work with. And so I'm using the Ascended Masters Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue. This is before she went crazy, of course. And I think this and the Goddess one are her best work. And so I still use them. I mean, it's not the card's fault. And when she made them at the time, I think her head was in the right place. But yeah, we won't go on about that. Anyway, love these cards. They've got Archangel Michael on the back. And they're gilded. As you can see, these have been well loved. And I love that it's got both male and female deities in there. There's a lot of goddess decks out there, not a ton of god decks. And this one has a nice balance between them. Now, there are different artists have made the art in here, which is not always my favorite, but I still really like this deck. And it's got some different things in here, like not just your usual, the usual goddesses that you see in most decks, although it does have those too. We've got Merlin. And then it's got people I haven't really heard of. Like, I'm not super into Ascended Masters, but it's got a Hilarion in there. It has Moses, so it has some like Judeo-Christian type stuff too. It's a nice mix. Apollo, there he is. Fardy, if I'm pronouncing that wrong. I think I might be. Well, so we've got Mary in here. We've got Saint Germain. So it's a nice deck with like different archetypes in there. Pallas Athena. Yeah, so you know what, I like this deck. This deck to me really, I don't know why, I always think of it associated with like the summer solstice. Oh, we've got Kuan Yin, very beautiful. It's a really nice deck, and I think it pairs well because it's kind of got that solar energy, like with all the yellows and the masculine and feminine balance. I think it just goes really, really well at this time of year. So that's what I'm working with this month. Do you have any of these decks? Are any of these on your list? I don't know if this is one people can get anymore. I don't know if it's out of print or not, because she didn't want any more of her stuff printed. And I know the ones that she made with Radley Valentine have been reprinted with just his name, but I don't know if these are at all. So I don't know if you can get this one. The other ones I'm sure you can get. But let me know, do you have these decks? Do you like them? Are you interested in getting them? And if you are interested in tarot reversals, I'm doing a series on my Patreon. It's only like $5. And you get weekly taroscopes too, where we're talking about tarot reversals. So if you're interested in learning reversals, you can come join me there. I also have, for half off for the month of May, I have a spirit team reading you can check out. It's at a 50% off for the month of May if you're interested in that. But otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your support. I have, some new people joining the channel. So thank you if you're new here. I appreciate it. And if you've been here for a long time, I totally appreciate it so much. And of course, a big, big thank you to my patrons for supporting me, especially during this time. Thank you. You guys are great. Love you so much. Especially big shout out to Jamie, Marie, and Nathan. Thank you for your support. And I'll see you all next time. Let me know if you want any other tarot videos. I'm going to do some more tarot sort through type videos, but if there's any other tarot subjects that you want, just put in the comments below. And thank you again. And I love you all, and peace, love, and love.